What's going on, guys? Hey, listen, we haven't talked about a fragrance from this house yet, and there are several that I have my eye on and that I've been wanting to put my nose to. So strap up. This is going to be a familiar note profile to many of you, but you haven't seen my take on it, and especially from this house. Strap up. We're going on a ride. All right. Welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the late evening. I'm talking about my fragrance journey and all of the different resourceful information I can give you about what I've learned along my journey, what I've got my nose on, what I enjoy, what I don't, and all of the ways that I acquire fragrance. Listen, guys, this is from the house of Nishane, and this is Hacivat. I don't recall whether or not this is a similar profile as Creed Aventus. I might be wrong on that, but somebody correct me in the comments. But I'm anticipating some sort of kind of DNA similar to Aventus, if I remember correctly, in terms of what people have spoken about as this being a better Aventus, maybe. I might be speaking out of my butt here. Very potent in the air. Very potent in the air. Interesting. Okay. This is like Creed Aventus. Creed Aventus's rich cousin, who's equally as rich as Creed. Woody, citrus, very earthy, but also very bright and fruity. It's not like a Club de Nuit Intense Man, and obviously, why would it be? It's not a clone of anything. It's Aventus-y, but much brighter, a much better handling of kind of this pineapple-y citrus. It's earthy. It's so earthy to the point where I feel that it's very mature. I don't think any age can rock this, but I definitely get this kind of pineapple, citrus, woods, but then this like rich earthiness that just grounds this fragrance to the floor. Let's go ahead and just start dissecting this. Okay, so Nishane Hacivat, So top notes, we have pineapple, grapefruit, and bergamot. I get all of it, actually. Predominantly pineapple and grapefruit is way more up there than bergamot, but citrusy is up there. Cedar, I get that. Patchouli, I get that. Jasmine, just in terms of like this super freshness. I'm smelling almost what feels like pepper in terms of the earthy read of this note profile. It's not peppery though. It's just so earthy with like this earthy bite that it's almost like arugula, if that makes sense. Like, you know, when you smell arugula in the air, it doesn't smell anything in terms of like how it tastes. But when you bite into arugula, it's like bitter. It has a bite. This fragrance has this underbelly of woods and bite. And I'm going to guess that what I'm primarily smelling is oak moss, even though I've never smelled oak moss individually. Okay, an inky, bitter smelling forest floor, evocative, prized essence coming from the lichen that grows on oak trees. Okay, I do get almost a significant touch of inky, bitter smell on the backbone. It doesn't make the fragrance bad. It just grounds it in a way that feels very mature. Like it's a note style that doesn't feel like young people would be super drawn to. They'd be very drawn to the pineapple, the citrus, the cedar, sure. But it just has this rich, like 40% of the fragrance, it feels like this very woody oak moss that just makes for a very masculine fragrance. But also I feel it's different. It's not a universal familiar note. So you got to be a certain type of man who enjoys the finer things to appreciate the grounding of that aspect of the fragrance, even though it is a predominantly pineapple, grapefruit, patchouli, cedar fragrance. That earthiness from the oak moss, the way it's treated in Hacivat, feels like not just does it ground it in maturity, but it's very intriguing. Like it almost brings some slight mystery to the type of man who would wear this. And that can either be a good or a bad thing. I think it's a good thing the way I'm smelling it. It smells very mature and intriguing, but it does tint this kind of inky bitterness, as it said in the description, that just takes a bright and playful note style up top and just kind of like hits it with contrast. Okay, so you don't just get like a simple, when I smell Club de Nuit or I smell Creed Aventus, it's just bright, it's happy. It's got the maturity factor, but it doesn't really have the mystere to it, in my opinion. This oak moss woody base adds mystery. So I would say it's like a more tasteful treating of the pineapple fruit Aventus DNA with mystery added to it. And that mystery comes off very earthy and mature with a note style that isn't the most familiar and easy brightness. So I love the juxtaposition here in this fragrance of, and now we're talking about like art terms and stuff, but like I love the contrast between bright fruit and tropical pineapple and like super dark earthy woods. Like that's just a cool take on maturing a fragrance that I really appreciate and I haven't smelled quite yet in my collection. Is it reminiscent of anything? It's almost like a Ancre Noir OG, like 30-40% base with a Creed Aventus 60% top, if that makes any sense. It's a very pleasant fragrance. Let's jump into some stuff without me going too overboard. I try to simplify these as much as possible while providing my own personality, because I already know I'm going to get deeper than average. So even if it's a short episode, I don't feel like I'm shortchanging you at all. I think this is a any season, any reason fragrance. Highly mature. I feel like Hacivat is 30 and up. 25 to 30, you really better have your stuff together to wear it. I think you could appreciate, I think anyone young as a male could appreciate this DNA in the air, but in terms of you wearing it and it fitting you as a person, I think it's a 30 and up fragrance, just being honest. If you want to be ambitious as a 25-year-old, this is a 25-year-old that works at a financial firm. He's been there for 10 years, worked there basically since a teenager as an intern, and then became close to the CEO. And he's just really moving along in life, taking the finer things in life, that type of vibe. It almost feels somewhat incensey to the woods, but I know that that's just that oak moss take on cedar and wood. So yeah, age 30 and up, risky 25 to 30. The projection and longevity here, and I'm just going to double check because I'm guessing based off of just certain potencies of fragrance that I've tried and what it smells like in the air. I think this is easily going to be an 8-hour fragrance. Let's check the notations on long lasting. Very strong, very long lasting. On the beast mode scale, I would comfortably put this at an 8. It's highly above average performance, but I don't think it's beast mode because it's a crisper, lighter take on that pineapple, and then that woods, dark woods grounds it as well. So it's going to be there, but it's not going to just run across the room, but you will have an incredible sillage and scent bubble around you. Occasions. To me, this screams business executive. You don't just work at a place where you have to dress formal. You are of a higher position. Wherever the grunt crew is, you're many positions above that. Wow, we haven't had a camera freeze in a while, so that's cool. This smells CEO. This smells boss. This smells executive. It smells semi-formal to formal only. As a man, if you want to use it on a date night, I think it has to be a special occasion. This isn't the fragrance your woman, I think, is going to cuddle up with you unless I think she has daddy issues and she just loves to smell her grown, that the grownness and mature factor is what she finds sexy about a man. It's because there's not a ton of sweetness. The pineapple is treated very mature here and dry. Um, it definitely could work on like a serious date night where you guys are really dressing up. You're gonna smell like a man's man, but it doesn't have that kind of wintry, spicy, sweet, those type of cozy vanillic influences that have an alluring, cozy, cuddle up quality to it. Your woman's just gonna look at you and behold. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be like, wow, I love how manly my man is. She might give you a warm hug, but it's not a cuddle type of fragrance. It's just a highly appreciative, mature, masculine fragrance. This is sophisticated, manly, finer things in life. I'm interested to see the price on a fragrance like this. It looks like it's sitting anywhere between $100 and $200. On eBay, it's going for, well, yeah, it can go as high as $300, it looks like. Yeah, so I'm really excited to try Wulong Cha. That's going to be the next one on my radar. I've really been wanting to get my hand on that, as well as the vetiver fragrance. But this is a goodie, guys. Again, I don't think you can go below semi-formal here, or it would just be overkill. If it was a casual fragrance, it's a guy driving his Ferrari, still dressed up, and he's poloed down, going to the golf club or going to the cigar lounge or something. He went there after work and he just smells like this. But very, very mature fragrance. I don't think this is blind buy worthy because of how earthy and dark the contrast is on it. But if you like mystery and intrigue and highly masculine fragrances, this is very much for you. As a fragrance, I give it about a 9, a low 9, because there's intrigue, there's high quality ingredients. It doesn't take me on a journey. It just smells like a type of man. And I think this is like a 3 to 5 spray killer, maybe 4 or 5 if you really want to go through the whole day, and you're going to be just fine. We talked age, we talked occasion, we talked uniqueness, we talked what does it resemble. It resembles Club de Nuit Intense Man, Creed Aventus, Aventus Clone, whatever. But it's in a lane of its own, to be honest. It's only reminiscent of Aventus because of the pineapple and citrus and woods, but the treatment and composition of it is, again, like the other rich cousin to Aventus. And for that, I think it's a fragrance I would prefer to have over Aventus. Now, I haven't gone through all the nuances of Creed Aventus and Aventus Cologne and all that stuff, so one of these days I'm going to have to do like a 4 or 5 way fragrance battle, just comparing old formulation, new formulation Aventus, so I can really get a well-rounded sense of what they've been doing with Aventus over time and with their variations. But all that aside, Nishane Hacivat, I'm very happy to have smelled this, and in my collection, when I own the company, I'm going to get this fragrance. You know what I'm saying? Very mature. I'll be 36 in a few months, and this feels slightly out of my reach. I'm a business person. I talk to clients. I get formal for sure. But in terms of my personality, this would make me feel very rich and sophisticated and make me feel almost like a 40-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? In my own mind. This is all subjective in terms of how I'm trying to wrap your head around this. So I would only wear this if I was tuxed out, period. I wouldn't playfully wear this or even on a date, or I feel like my woman would feel like I'm in the 40s category, and I'm not trying to get there anytime soon, even though I'm aging gracefully. You know what I'm saying? I hope this was helpful for you guys. Let me know if you've worn this or how you feel about it, if you've put your nose to Nishane fragrances, or what you recommend that I get next. But I hope this was helpful for you in your fragrance purchasing journey. I think you need to get a sample of this fragrance before you put it on, because it sits in a very distinct category in my eyes. Very great fragrance in the air. However, it's not going to be for everybody. But I hope I gave you enough information to kind of put your nose on it, even though you might not have smelt it yet. Thank you for rocking with me in the scent bubble. Like, comment, and subscribe. More importantly, turn on those notifications so you can get the text, the community posts, the shorts, the long form content, the giveaways, everything, man. We've given away like 10 fragrances so far. Want y'all to stick around though and contribute to FragCom by contributing into the conversation of fragrance. I love you guys. Have a blessed week. This was Nishane Hacivat, and I'll see you on the flip side.